All right, guys, it's Jalan with the Paradox Gaming Network. And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to do this video. We got some Ashes of Creation news on Friday. That was a follow-up to the news we got on Christmas Day. You can see my video for the Christmas Day news just linked as a card above. Wasn't sure if I was going to do a video on this topic, but there's so many polarized opinions right now. People are angry. I figured it was best if I talk about, was taking down the Battle Royale mode the right thing to do? And then we can talk about some future milestones. Before we get started, I do think that it's important that I disclose that on 17 December, I did have an opinion that I posted on the official Discord, and I said basically we need to delay. It's going to be much better to delay than have a, as I quote, buggy as shit release. Toss down the apology, say the things that you couldn't get accomplished, set a new goal before Christmas, but don't give an exact date. But don't deliver a bad product to the people that have been supporting you for 2 years. Obviously, Steven went a different direction with this. Now, there may be reasons why, and this would be a good time to say those reasons. Like, hey, we got X amount of data. That data is going to allow us to do what? But as it is right now, you kind of released a bad product. A little bit. I am going to say that I did support the decision to monetize the Battle Royale mode. I did an interview with Steven. If you want that interview, just ask me in the comments below. They needed to offset the change of scope with the new testing, going from 10,000 testers to opening it up to 800,000 registered accounts. There is a cost to that, so I was okay with that. I did not support the decision to over-monetize it with $20 reskins in the cosmetic shop. There's been some side conversations about this, about, well, if there's going to be a fully dyeable cosmetic system, why are you charging $20 for reskins if I can just take the base one and recolor it? So, might be looking for an answer on that in the future. I did not support the decision to monetize it before all the functionality was tested. You guys know Jalan's opinion is, I think something should work before you charge for it. Would have been real simple to just break the links, make sure it worked, and then somebody could have gone in there and done an on-the-spot hotfix, which they already proved they can do, to just fix the links to do the purchasing. As you guys can see, I actually said punt rather than release. So I do support the decision to take the Battle Royale mode down. This is the Christmas announcement. If you guys didn't see that in the previous video. This is the Friday announcement that we got. Now, I will give Steven kudos. He said we would get an update. We did get an update. Now, it shows 7:46 p.m. for me. That's only 5:45 Pacific time where the studio is, so it wasn't too much past the traditional work day. January 11th, beta weekends. That's when we're going to get it back. Castle Siege mode has been delayed. Good on you for saying it. You were kind of close to the end of the year, but I'm going to give you the checkbox. It is a reason, not an excuse. You didn't wait until New Year's Eve. Web accounts. We're going to go into web accounts in great detail. I do like the fact that it has a SMART goal on it. May take until the end of next week. Realistic, timely. We'll talk more about web accounts. The forums. They did mention the forums. Not going to bust his chops on the fact that there should have been an extra space there. The next live stream, I'm going to talk about that as well. So let's just jump into it. Taking the Battle Royale mode down, good decision. Tear it open. Fix it completely. Don't limp along with hot fixes and patches. I don't want to do another bullshit open beta where you didn't fix the stuff from alpha and then every 2 seconds I'm having to do reinstalls and limp along. I have no problem with doing hot fixes and patches if it's all new stuff you're finding in beta. But when the same errors exist in beta as existed in alpha, all you did was change the name on the project. It really didn't grow from an alpha to a beta. The truth of the matter is these really aren't gameplay issues though. These are server issues. I mean, yeah, there's some gameplay stuff that needs to be fixed, but you know, all in all, we got some server issues. It was due in September. Then it was October. 24/7 servers were more than 2, but less than 4 weeks away as of the 31 October live stream. Then 18 December, but that became 19 December. Now it's 11 January with limited testing and February for launch. Without digging into it, guys, let's just say it's pretty obvious we have some server issues here. If you honestly believe that they could limp along and fix this with hot fixes and patches, you were just expecting too much. We got to have reasonable expectations. Steven made the hard decision. He made the decision to take it down. The better decision would have been to have never launched it at all. But again, I'm not on the inside. I don't know if they got critical data. I think the number was north of 80,000. 86,000 testers is what Steven said, I believe. I will fact check that, but it was north of 80,000. That's pretty impressive. Castle Siege delay. It's a good decision. Yeah, it sucks, but it's the right call. If your servers aren't stable for 100-person Battle Royale matches, why would you want them to even try to push that to 200-person Castle Siege matches? Then it's just going to suck and people are going to be mad. There's a process, man. I'm a process guy. Fix step 1, fix the web page. Fix step 2, fix the Battle Royale mode. Then launch step 3. Let's not have 3 broken things out there on the table at one time. And Intrepid can ill afford another bad showing. They're already taking it, like, you know, in the shorts for the bad PR, upset customers. People are confused. There's no forums up. The web page, which we'll talk about in a second, that has issues. It's all bad news right now. I really can't believe anybody had the expectation that they would launch the Castle Siege mode unless it was beyond just good. It had to be just perfect. But what I really want to jump into is I want to jump into the web page issue because this goes hand in hand. This is really an example of you didn't finish step 1 of the homework assignment, and so you wonder why you got 0 points on step 2. Well, you needed the stuff in step 1 in order to be able to do step 2. They had massive issues with their web page. The webpage update was originally slated for 5 October from PAX. That never happened. None of the functionality that was said would arrive on 5 October that was talked about at PAX. That didn't happen. I didn't make a big deal about it. I didn't really expect it to happen. And it really wasn't like what I was concerned about. But yeah, they said something will arrive and it never did. Then it became 15 December. Now, guys, realize 5 October to 15 December, that is 70 some odd days. And so you would have thought with 70 some odd extra days, the project would go smooth. The migration process for the new website will begin over the next 24 hours. During this process, the site will intermittently experience downtime. Once the process has been completed, I will notify you. I don't know what he meant by that message. Maybe he did really mean it was just starting. My subject matter experts tell me that what you should have done is set up the new web page on a different domain name, migrated all the data. When you were sure all the data was there, then you just redirect ashesofcreation.com to go to the new site. Clearly doesn't look like they went that way. I don't know what they did. I don't have insider information. I will say then on December 18th, they said the old website will retire in the next 30 minutes. The deployment of the new website will take approximately 4 to 8 hours. If you guys were on the forum that day, you'll realize I threw the what the fuck card then, and I'm still in retrospect. First of all, something Steven says later on loops back to this. If you had 800,000 accounts with 40,000 customers, 40,000 backers, why would you think that the migration was only going to take 4 to 8 hours? I wouldn't have even thought that. And I'm a pretty cautious project manager. I definitely wouldn't have been trying to do the web page migration on the same day as I'm trying to launch. We will begin the migration process in preparation for Apocalypse open testing that begins this evening. No. Let's be honest. If your web page migration wasn't done on 18 December, you should have you should have punted open beta then. I don't know what drove Steven to make these decisions. He made them. Issues from the word go. There's a strange login issue with the uppercase letters for some reason. For now, use all lowercase. And that's a warning flag right there. Right there. Even me and you guys know, if you follow my stream, I talk about, I got hundreds of these little green books for different subjects, for different things I do. My experience with dealing with databases is when you start to have a problem with casing on passwords and logins. That should have been a hard stop. That right there, for me, that hard stop. If you are having trouble recovering an existing account that has packages and purchases, we will be deploying recovery options over the next 24 to 48 hours. And that's number 2 on the Family Feud, man. That's the second red X, and this is still on the 19th, which is 1 day later than, you thought. So you already had all the warning signs. But I'm going to, whatever. They went with it. I now have an expectation that the recovery options will be available between 20 and 21 December. Because this is the 19th, and you say 24 to 48 hours. And then we kept pushing along, man. We kept pushing along. I don't understand. Currently, you can log in or register on the website, except you couldn't log in with referrals. I'm not going to slam him too much on that. I think the referral system was a horrible idea to begin with. I certainly use it, but people haven't been able to register with affiliate codes or old links, so it wasn't working. Currently, you can log in or register. Yeah, that's a half-truth. That's not true. Yeah, you could log in or register, but not with my affiliate code or not with my referral link. Here we go. More issues. Also, if you're an alpha or beta backer, your legendary path numbers will be available within the next day or so. So this is the next day. They're still trying to fix it. What worries me is or so. I like SMART goals. Specific, measurable. I don't like or so. Within the next day, within 24 to 48 hours, give me a point where I can say you're late. Here's where we start to get into some more dicey. I don't know what's going on. We are still running the script to grant legendary paths tonight. This is on 22 December. This was at 23:45 Central Standard Time, so this is almost 23 December now. Remember that expectation, 20 to 21 December. I will say that on Friday, shortly after Steven made the announcement, my pack did appear, so it looks like progress is going. However, quantity is spelt wrong, and that's embarrassing. I don't know who's managing the website, but honest to God, that is just an embarrassment. When we got this news, I said nothing newsworthy there, to be honest. Not enough to bite into. I will say having to punt the web page migration another week, that's a big red flag. That means there are large problems. Now, Steven comes back with, it's not so much large as it is sensitive. Anytime we're dealing with the player database with over 800K users, it can be cumbersome and require extreme caution. I did retort to this where, yeah, that's kind of a bullshit statement because don't try to talk down to me. You don't know my experience. You don't know my background. You don't know the projects I've managed, and I've managed databases, migrations, been the guy in charge of way larger, way more users, way more valuable data, billions of dollars. But at the same time, I'm going to give Steven a pass and a thumbs up at the same time on this. Clearly, they measured once and cut once, and now the 2x4 is too short. Becoming uber ultra conservative, uber ultra cautious is the right decision. So I don't want to slam him on this. I actually want to give him the thumbs up. It got fucked up, and now you're trying to fix it. Yes, absolutely. Be extremely cautious. And as I said, Friday, this was like 7:51. At about 9 o'clock, my legendary path did go through. I'm still missing some stuff. I'm still missing some referrals. So it's okay that you're being cautious as long as you're making progress. One thing I want to point out is that the forums will be up and running next week and should contain the previous posting threads. I don't think forums are a major issue. I don't care if all the data on the forums is lost. I don't care. Except when people use them to get information. Your forum should be the place people can go to get information. Whoever your assistant is should be copying and pasting your Discord posts to the forums. Can't do that right now. The forums aren't there. I really want Steven to have a single belly button, a single point he can make a post, and then I want to see minions running around. They can be web minions, they can be an assistant, they can be scripts, they can be webhooks, whatever you need. I want Steven to have to post in one place, and I want it to go out to a bunch of places so people can get informed. I will say the word should troubles me. How do you not know where your forum data is? How is this even questionable? How is it even in question? It's either yes, it will be there, or no, it won't. Now, I don't blame Steven for this, and what I'm going to say is I think Steven is getting fed a lot of bullshit from people who aren't competent at their jobs. Case in point, you have a misspelling on the webpage that is literally a 2-second fix. Literally a 2-second fix for that. Any competent web developer would see that and be embarrassed by their own work. I'm a horrible speller, all right? I make typos all the time, but I go back and fix them. All I got to say is maybe Steven's too nice. If Steven has problems lacing up size 11 combat boots and kicking somebody in the ass and walking up their John Brown, put me in, coach, I'm ready. Pay for my plane ticket, my hotel, and my per diem. That's all you got to give me. You don't even have to give me a paycheck. I'll come out. I'll get you some answers. Where do we go from there? More bitching or more waiting? Let's be honest. Steven did the right thing. He took it down. He gave us an update. Milestones promised. We were told week ending 4 January 2019, we're going to get some stuff. My expectation is those issues will be resolved on 4 January, or we will be updated before 4 January, not the end of day on 4 January. My mantra, guys, Steven's mantra is make MMOs great again. My mantra is before is a reason, after is an excuse. Tell me on 3 January something on this list isn't going to happen. Give me the reason. Make it at least plausible. We're good. Tell me on 4 January at the end of the business day, well, then you're just late. Web accounts. All data and purchases should be restored. All embers should be granted. All backers should have their legendary path because that's a purchase. That is the expectation. Password recovery must be functional. Forums must be operational. With or without the old data, since that was stated. And this 502 issue must be resolved. Whatever it takes, get the 502 issue resolved. It is embarrassing that after a month, more than a month, wow, 6 weeks, we still have 502 issues on the website. It's unacceptable. Fix it. Whatever you need to do. The next live stream is on 11 January 2019. And it's great that you tell us you're going to give us Castle Siege information. That's nice. What we're really looking for is a detailed account of what went wrong. Give us some transparency. Don't try to sell us on the next new shiny until you tell us about the old and broken on the other stuff. I think it's not outside the realm of reasonable to expect a firm date for Alpha 1 backers to start testing Castle Sieges. Really getting tired of the end of, the end of January. Dude, the end of January is 14 days, or it's 2 days, or it's 1 day, or it's 7 days. It's a shell game. Give me a date, because you got to have a date. Clarity on the Apocalypse official launch target date. What is the target date? It's called a target date. Launch has a date. Just share it. Will Castle Sieges be part of this? If so, for who? For Alpha 1 backers? For all backers? It shouldn't be for all backers if Alpha 1 backers aren't seen until the end of January, unless the official launch date is the end of February. And that's where you start to get into the conspiracy theories. Just give us a date and tell us what's up. All right, guys, I think another thing that we can say that reasonable expectation, let's talk about the before 2020 for the MMORPG. I need something a little more now than just we can get it done. And the reason why is the staff thing, how many people are working on it, how many people are outsourced. Steven did talk about that maybe the staffing is going slower because he's a little too picky. That's fine, be picky, get the right people on your team. He kind of alluded to that you can outsource some work. I don't necessarily agree with that. The more people you outsource, the more opportunities for failure. I kind of want to know what the production schedule looks like, but at the same time, I know what answer I would immediately want from Jeff. I wouldn't even ask Steven this question, to be honest. I would ask Jeff this question. Hey, what does the production schedule look like? And I would listen to his answer, and I'm actually going to cheat. I'm going to give him the answer that is the right answer right now. The answer should be it's up in the air. I think we need to back off the before 2020, and here's why, and they can respond to it if they want. If Apocalypse was there to test action combat, and Apocalypse is now weeks and or months behind schedule depending on how you chop up the fish, how can that data get to the MMORPG on time and the MMORPG stay on time if the data is going to be meaningful? Now, I know the common answer is always, well, there's lots of people working on lots of things at the same time. However, quarter 2 is alpha 1 for the MMORPG. Quarter 3 is alpha 2. That means in no more than quarter 3 and quarter 4, you have to do alpha 2, beta 1, beta 2, bundle it up, do release, be ready for early access, head start, the 2 days. It almost seems like there's not enough time. Now, maybe there is. Maybe there's not. But I don't think that you can slide the action combat testing piece from from September to February and, you know, still things be going. Now, I will say you guys have seen Perspectives. It's a video I did. I actually probably should just load it to YouTube. There's been massive increases in hit scan, hitboxes, projectiles, melee combat range. There has been improvements. I'm not saying APOC isn't producing good fruit. I'm saying I don't quite think we have enough time to get all that fruit grown, picked, harvested, chopped, presented, and put on the fruit salad before 2020. And that's it, guys. I felt I owed you this video. I don't want to be the guy that's continuously bashing Ashes. That's why I framed this the way I did. I 100% support the decision to take down the Battle Royale. Get it fixed. Get it put back up. Give us some honest-to-goodness, reasonable expectations. Steven, if you're getting bullshit answers from third-party contractors, put me in, coach. I will get you some answers. Just give me a letter that says I represent Intrepid. I will get you some answers. If you guys want to talk more live, interact with me, you can get on my Discord. Hit me up on Discord. I'm Jalon #0001. I'm in the Ashes of Creation Discord. You can find me there. We can have private conversations with me. Private conversations do, in fact, stay private. I do paradoxical impressions, usually Arcade 101 or Ashes, but I talk about any game during any time slot. Mondays, I'm filtering around, new testing for a time to fill in. Wednesdays is 2000 Eastern for my my night audience. And Fridays is 1300 Eastern so I can hit the Europeans so that they can interact too. As always, special thanks to my sponsors. It is 30 December today that I'm cutting this, so there is a giveaway in the description below. It only goes until tomorrow night when the ball drops, but if you want free money, sign up there. Anyway, guys, I love comments, I love questions, I love controversy. Leave them below. Let's talk. Let's make Ashes great again. Hey, where are you going? You're not done yet. See these videos? There's videos up here to watch. You gotta go over here. Hit the chibi. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the webpage. And I'll see you guys on Twitch.